Why BC homeowners are reluctant to rent out. Netizen 1. While I am grateful for the rental protections we have in place as a renter myself, I do see the flip side for landlords. It is incredibly difficult to remove problem tenants, to the point where if you don't need the extra cash it's likely more hassle than it's worth. Netizen 2. I fully agree with them, just because you have space doesn't make it an obligation. Build more affordable houses instead of blaming the people lucky enough to have space. I've had a spare room in my place for 3 months now because my last 2 roommates have been so batshit crazy, we had to kick them out after 2 months each. The most recent imbecile destroyed the room with spray paint, even painting his name on the floor and ripping out an integrated shelving unit and part of the drywall when he left. I was initially open to new folks, but the experience was so aggravating that I don't trust anyone to move in unless I explicitly know them. Netizen 3. Just because they can, it doesn't mean they should. Renting out a unit comes with potential problems some homeowners may not necessarily want to deal with. Includes those that would require some investment to make them rental ready. Netizen 4. A lot of people here got downvoted for predicting this. It's too easy for tenants to just not pay rent. There's no way for LLs to get back damages from their tenants. Rent control means you lose money over time the longer your tenant stays in their rental. Too many arbitrary decisions like freezing rent increases during COVID just adds to the uncertainty. Now Vancouver wants the province to make it impossible to ban pets. Guess what, all of the above are great for tenants, unless you can't find a rental because no one wants to rent out their spare rooms. Netizen 5. A friend rented her basement suite to a guy who ended up getting hauled off in the early morning by a police tactical unit. She was told that she couldn't terminate the lease just because men with guns and body armor knocked down her door to get the tenant. Whether or not that is good policy, she was so freaked she sold the place rather than deal with the renter again. So yeah, being a landlord isn't for everyone. Netizen 6. I have a full unoccupied suite in my basement, but there are a number of reasons that I'm not renting it out. I don't want a bad or noisy tenant. My father rented out a property for years, and the 1 bad tenant to 5 good tenant ratio is not worth it. My kid will be moving back home from another part of the country after they finish school, 12 months, and they can't afford a place anywhere else. I don't want to boot someone for a direct family member because that's kind of a shit thing to do. My now elderly father, early stage dementia, will likely have to move into my living space because he's cash poor, and will soon need more care than he can provide for himself. I don't feel like these are uncommon scenarios. Netizen 7. We rent out our basement. We were very careful to pick people whose lifestyle aligned with ours. For example, we all work jobs 8 to 4, so we are up at 6 a.m. and in bed by 10 p.m. They are outdoorsy people, so are we. We have a group chat so anything they need can be fixed ASAP. We charge under market rent and try our best to be the best landlords we can. When the fridge died we paid to replace the food they lost. They are awesome tenants and we want to keep them as long as possible. When they leave we will have to gamble that the next tenants fit well, so both of us are happy. It's a gamble for both parties. Netizen 8. Why is Canada relying on homeowners and investors to be the main source of rental units?